I had always been in diapers. I was potty trained, but I had problems going poopy. I had to take a laxative every other day that gave me diarrhea. So I had to wear diapers. Well, I did that for years, then we went to a different doctor. I told him about my problem and he said, well, that's not healthy, just give him fiber pills and he should become regular. So my mom started giving me fiber pills that made me regular and without the mess. Well, soon thereafter I missed my diapers. However, I was scared to ask my mom for diapers. There was a young man down the street that was a few years younger than me. He was a bedwetter, so he had good nights. Whenever I went over there, I would steal a couple of good nights and use them, usually 2 to 3 times over the next couple days. A few months down the road I realized what I had been doing and stopped. We moved a little while after that. After we moved, I had the urge to wear diapers again. I had recently got a laptop for my birthday. So I went online and searched adult baby. Not thinking I would find anything. Much to surprise was what popped up. Well, I started looking at diapers and adult baby clothes. One day my parents, unbeknown to me, went through my computer and found all of my site's clothes and forums. About 3 weeks later I get home from school and am called upstairs to the guest bedroom. I got up there and I was pulled into the room. The door of the room was shut and locked from the outside. At this point, I looked around the room and noticed the room had been painted light pink. There was a strip of Care Bear wallpaper in the middle of the room the whole way around. There was a big Winnie the Pooh rug on the floor. There was an oversized crib, a girly dresser, and an oversized changing table. At this point I noticed my mom sitting in a rocking chair in one of the corners of the room. She told me that they had gone through my computer and seen everything on it. She decided that this was what I wanted. To be treated like a baby. Then she told me to go lie on the changing table. I was still speechless as well as motionless. She came over and started changing me. When I was completely ready, she held my hand and pulled me over to the rocking chair. She sat down, bent me over her knee, and before I knew what was happening, started spanking me. I tried to put my hands on my rear but couldn't manage to get them there. I was spanked until I started crying. Once I was crying like a baby, she let me up, put a pacifier into my mouth and tied the pink ribbon around my head. She then brought me over to the changing table, laid me down. She locked my hands into the straps that were on the side of the table. She then continued to powder and diapered me. I felt so alive being diapered again. After this, she went over to the closet, and when she opened it, I saw about 20 of the most beautiful little sissy dresses in the world. She grabbed the first one that she saw. This was pink with baby blue ribbons and trim. She let me up and off of the changing table and put the dress over my head. The dress came about midway down my thigh. It was petticoated and showed off the whole diaper. She then zipped it up in the back, buttoned it, then tied the bow. Then she went over to the dresser, got out a pair of pink mittens, booties and a matching bonnet. She also grabbed a pair of pink frilly panties to go over the diaper. After I was completely dressed, she knocked on the door and my dad unlocked it. When he first saw me, he sarcastically said, "Ah, how cute." My mother then led me downstairs to the kitchen where I saw an adult-sized high chair. She took the table off, put me in it and strapped me into an adult baby harness. Then put the table back on and locked it in. After this, she went to the pantry and got out 3 large jars of baby food, a rubber-ended baby spoon, and a pink bib. That said, "My little darling." She opened the first jar and started feeding me. It tasted horrible. It was so bad I couldn't keep it down. My first bite almost made me gag, as did the second. The third bite I threw up and it came out a little bit and dribbled down my chin and onto the bib. After those first few bites though, I was able to get used to it and keep the rest down. After dinner, I was brought upstairs. After the bath, I was brought to my room again, put into Care Bear pajamas. I was put into my crib. Then my mom left the room. She left the light on, so I knew she was coming back. When she did, she had a bottle in her hand. She fed me the bottle, which, much to my surprise, was really sweet and didn't taste bad like the food did. Then she left the room, leaving the door open part way and the hallway light on.